Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to DSA platform of History Makers Training January 2018. My name is Babo here, and I'm here to welcome you to the third section of History Makers Training. So we are just about to start here. So please go invite your friends, invite your family, your loved ones to come join us because it's going to be another mind-blowing section with DSA. You don't want to miss this section. So I don't have much to say, but maybe we wave to us, we wave to our friends online. Let's wave to them and smile and tell them how we're enjoying the training so far. Okay, so it is time to invite the queen of share. Let's put our hands together for Myra.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Babusha. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you. I'm sure we all appreciate you, but most importantly, guys, let's do the honors of sharing this with other people so that other people can benefit from the knowledge that we are getting in History Makers Training 2018. So go ahead, please, and share this. This is the first one in 2018. We're going to have at least 3 more History Makers Training. So the next one is in April of this year, 2018. So we hope that you will join us from wherever you are right now. If you are from Africa or other countries that needs visa, please go ahead and complete the forms now so that we can start making your arrangements for invitation for you to come here to Ukraine. So please do so as soon as possible. You can do that at sundayadelajablog.com/visit. That's sundayadelajablog.com/visit. So go ahead and register to come over here to Kyiv, Ukraine, to join us for the next History Makers Training. You have seen over the last few days, it's been a fantastic few days learning about law and order. I mean, for me personally, what I thought law and order is or are is not what I thought. And I have gained new understanding. In fact, I think I have a paradigm shift just based on this theme, or should I say this topic alone. And I'm looking forward to the rest of it. We would end this tomorrow, but today we're still going on. We still got a few hours to go today. So please, I'm going to ask you again now to please share with people. If you are on YouTube, there's several ways of sharing on YouTube. The first way is just clicking the icon, share icon, and that will take you to a box that you will see several platforms in which you can share on. So do that. Whichever platform you're registered with, just share onto that platform. And of course, with YouTube, you can also copy the link. So when you copy the link, you can share that link on other platforms, or better still, why don't you share the link on your WhatsApp, because you would have your phone contacts on your WhatsApp, and you can share it with them, with your friends and family, to join us in this session today. So the session as usual, law and order. Dr. Sunday will be here to take this session and the next one, which will start full after this. So guys, welcome. I'm sorry I can't see your names right now to say hello. I miss saying that, but we will be back next week with that. So guys, do the honors and share. If you are on Facebook, there are 3 ways you can share on Facebook that I know. I'm sure there's several ways as well on Facebook, but I'll just tell you about these 3 that I know. First one is you just click the share icon, and that will take the video to your page. You can watch this video over and over again on your page. And of course, when people join or check your page, they'll be able to see the video and watch what you have seen or what you're watching. So go ahead and share right now. That would be great. And another way is by tagging people. Tagging people is almost inviting somebody or actually giving somebody your this video. So do that by using the @ symbol. That symbol is the same symbol that you use for your email. So that's the @ symbol without any space. You start to populate the person's name, or just type in the person's name, and Facebook will populate names for you to tag. So do that as well. And the final way is just inviting. So you can invite everybody in your friends list. So click as many people as possible with the invite button, and it would invite them also to have a look at the video or join you in watching it right now. So do all three or at least one of the methods to share. So share, 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 please. Thank you very much for doing so. So guys, I'm going to show you some books as usual. You know, Dr. Sunlay's books, I know everyone have said what they've gained, and you know already how great some of these books are, or even all of the books are. So I'm just going to show you some of the ones that maybe we haven't in a while. The ones at the bottom, I think. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the books just to remind you. You can get any of these books. They're available on Amazon, or if you wish, you can get it at a discounted rate by ordering here in Kyiv. So how do you order here? You can order by going to dsasbooks@gmail.com, or you can go to sundayadelajablog.com/books. So you see the form on that website, and you'll be able to order, select the books that you want, the titles, and the quantity as well that you want. And also there's an opportunity with the books. If you're living anywhere in the world, you can ask to be a distributor. What we will do is, as a distributor, we will print these books for you at a cost price, and you're able to sell it at whatever amount that you wish in your country or wherever you're located. So to be a distributor is an opportunity for you to make money for yourself as well, and also share the information in this book, help other people to grow. Learners, or should I say readers, are leaders. I've heard that so many times, but now I really know the meaning of that. Readers are leaders. When you read, you actually get information from somebody else's brain that will be impacted on you, and you will be a leader with that knowledge as well. So you're sharing other people's knowledge in the various areas or topics that they've written on. So go ahead. You have various ways. You can either get it as a retail, or you can get these books at wholesale and be a distributor. So you're welcome to join us in any or both if you wish. Thank you. So I'm going to start with, let me start with some of this book. Yesterday I had the delegates come and share their own experience or their own review of the books that they've read. But today I'm going to just go back to just sharing what I know about these books with you. So this one, look, the good thing about Dr. Sunlay's books is that their titles, they themselves are like keys. I know I'm saying keys maybe because I've seen the key in this book cover, but they are like keys. They give you direction. They give you understanding of what the books will be about. But you would think that you would know just by looking at this and saying, okay, this is about life is an opportunity. That's the title. But there's so much more in this book than just the title. The title tells you something, yes, but this book is almost like a road map as well. It really opens you up to life, to what God is giving us in life and how great God is. I know I've said that about another book, but this book particularly, when I read this book, I just found that I was just different. I just saw life in a totally different ways, like a beam of sunshine just came over the cloud in the air. I love this book. Life is an Opportunity. It's a great book. And it says how to identify, you know already, I have shared with you several times that I love books that says how to, and this one says how to identify and use opportunity to achieve happiness, success, joy, and prosperity. Who wouldn't want to have a book like this? It's a brilliant book, and it does exactly what it says. So go for it. Life is an opportunity. All right? Right, this is the book that Dr. Sunday launched recently, published, not launched. She doesn't launch books. You usually just publish them because you write so many, so it's not easy to launch them each time. So anyway, this one says, How Africans Brought Civilization to Europe. This is an unbelievable title to even know that ever Africans brought civilization to Europe. I cannot believe it when I first saw the title, but we're talking about it, and I know that, Dr. Sunday does research. He's an all-rounder, 360-degree person. He will give you the proof of everything that he says. He just doesn't talk at all. And I have that confidence. I haven't read it yet, but I have the confidence that I will discover a lot from reading this book. But, another thing, when Dr. Sunday was reviewing this book, he said that this book is a book that a lot of people, you should have, your children should have, you should buy for your children's children, you should buy for your children's children's children. So I would just say, why don't you just order 10 of this so that you can just keep it and leave it for your generations to come. Because to know that Africans brought civilization to Europe, again, also give me hope that, again, what the state of Africa can change. If we ever brought civilization, then also we can replicate that and bring civilization and prosperity also to Africa. So go ahead and read this, How Africans Brought Civilization to Europe. Okay, thank you. The creative and innovative power of a genius. I've said this several times. I used to think that geniuses are born, but to be honest, we were all born. So why would I say geniuses are born? I think I was just following the cliche or the dogma that I have been told that geniuses are born, but we are all born, but we can also create ourselves to be geniuses. So here is a book that will help you, The Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius. It's worth checking out. I think it's a great book. And it won't hurt to just know the information here, and I'm sure that it would help you to bring forth the genius in you. Okay, thank you. Right, where there is problem, there is money. Yes, that's true. Dr. Sunday also wrote a book recently that is being published that says problem, I'm looking for problems, something like that. I'm looking for problems. Hello, I'm looking for problems. So here's another one here that says, where there is problem, there is money. We all want money, we all work for money, we all work, some people work for pleasure as well, but most people, they're always looking for money. And what you need to look for is actually problems. And then from there, you can prefer a solution because you have been given a sound mind to be able to provide solutions. So where there is problem, there's money. Find out how. It says here, learn how to turn problems into your stepping stone to wealth. I'm looking forward to this book, to reading this book. Brilliant. Okay, you've heard this already from some of the delegates. They read this book that says that create your own net worth. You know, I work in business in a lot of corporations, and they always say network with people, not net worth. There's a difference between net worth and network. And I didn't even think of net worth until Dr. Sunday wrote this book. So net worth is also important, not just network and, you know, link up with people and get to know people. You create your own network so that you would have network. Because if you have no worth, then nobody wants to network with you. So, brilliant book, Create Your Own Network. Right, this is another lovely book. I always remember what it says, what somebody said when they reviewed this book. The title of this book is The Law of Difference. And the person that reviewed this book said that until they read this book, they didn't understand what it means to honor other people. You know, if you understand the law of difference, then you will know how to honor people. You will know that God created all of us, and we all have our different ways, our different quirks, and that should be appreciated. It should be honored in people. And I think in this book you will find out how to. It says how to see the uniqueness in every person. You know, I think one of my biggest challenges when I think that people don't appreciate me or they don't see the uniqueness in me. But while I'm getting angry, I should also be seeing the uniqueness and appreciate people for who they are, how different we are. So here, the law of difference would actually help. Okay, I think. Okay, I want to talk about this one first. So here it says, no one is better than you. I love this title. No one is better than me. Oh my God. Okay, let me get back to my senses. This is a very important book, a very important title. But you know, from the delegates, what I've understood by it, because I haven't read this book yet, it says how to become the best version of yourself. What my understanding of this is that God created everybody and He gave us equal measures of everything that is great. And you need to understand that as an individual. And once you understand that, you would also know how to become the best version of yourself. So you never feel inferior to anybody. You know that God has created you, created the other person. If there's something that you don't have, it's because you have something else that is much needed. So no one is better than you. And I love this title. I think everyone should have this book and understand, even this title alone, understand the content of it, that truly no one is better than you. And I also think that this is one book that will help you to have a better relationship also with God. Because if I'm believing that God loves some people, and then, some people are more privileged or they've got a better link to God, then, it doesn't help me to have a good relationship. I just feel like, okay, you love me this level. But to have this understanding, you have a better relationship with people, and you also have a better relationship with God. What more could you want? No one is better than you. Okay, this is the final book I'm going to talk about today. This one says that where there are heroes, where are the heroes? Excuse me. Where are the heroes? Let heroes arise. I think this is a very good book, calling you to action. You are an hero. We talked a lot about Nigeria, Africa in January, preferring solutions. I mean, sitting here during the last presentation and seeing Ukrainians, or should I say Russians, that are standing up to profess solutions for Nigeria. And Dr. Sunday, already, I think that Dr. Sunday is a unique human being, but it's not true. It's just because he stand up. He's standing up, taking responsibility. And it's because of the understanding that he has of his purpose, of who he is and why he's here. And if we don't have understanding of that we are heroes, we're created for a purpose, and God wants us to execute those things, then we would not stand up, we would not take responsibility. I think this is a good call for action. It says that, where are the heroes? Let heroes arise. You and I are heroes, so let us arise. This book will help you to have to have an understanding, and also there will be blueprints here as well on how you can execute and be a true hero. So that's it from me for this session. I may come back later. So I'm going to let Dr. Sunday get on and continue this session. So this theme for HMT is law and order. So let's continue with law and order. Thank you.
Did you get in touch with this woman that is coming? Yeah, we need to get in touch. Is she flying in or she's not? We need to confirm. Hello, everybody. How is your day? Welcome to our regime here of work. Work ethic, workaholic. It's one thing reading the book. It's another thing experiencing the reality of it. You have to tell stories to people who are at home. They don't even have an understanding of what is happening. Okay. Here we go with another class now. And the class, where is my, okay. All right. So here we are, making order through the law of difference. Making order through the law of difference. So that's a book. We have a book on that, the law of difference. And so making order or bringing order to a nation, to a business, to a life, to an environment through the law of difference. Making order through the law of difference. Okay, who is that?
The ability to see a difference is one of the most powerful qualities of wisdom.
So wisdom is the ability to see difference. For example, if I call two people to stand up here, can two people come up here? Yeah, let Busala come. Yeah, Busala. What about if I ask you people to say, do you see any difference between the two people that are here? Do you people see any difference? You said yes, of course. What about if somebody comes and says there is no difference? What will you call that particular person? Blind or insane? Insane is a better word. First of all, there are so many glaring differences. The first difference that I would not be able to control it. The first difference is one is a boy, one is a girl. The second difference is one is tall, one is not so tall. So for you to now say you don't see any difference, that is foolishness or being insane. Okay, now listen. The ability not to be able to see difference is lack of wisdom. Anybody who doesn't see difference here lacks wisdom, absolutely. So when you are not able to see difference, the reason why you are not able to see difference is that you don't have wisdom in that sense. All right. Let me give you another example. Anybody has some money there? Some cash? It has to be 2 papers. Okay, they are like the same, right? Is there any figure? All of them are the same. Yes. I need 2 like this. Okay. So these are two different currencies in my hand. If I say, is there any difference between these 2 currencies? And somebody looks and says there is no difference. It's the same thing. You say the person is foolish. Now, this is grivne, this is pounds. What will you say is the difference? Somebody will say there is no difference. Now, if I ask you what is the difference between 2 currencies and you don't know what exchange rate means, you could just say this is money, no difference. Why is it that you say there is no difference? But this is money, no difference. Why will you say there is no difference? Because you don't know anything about exchange rate, currency values. So that lack of knowledge equals lack of wisdom, because then you'll not be able to make a choice. You are not going to be able to make an informed choice. So let's say this is 20 pounds, this is $20, 20 grivni, 20 pounds. But this is 20, this is 20. And I say pick one. The person who doesn't have wisdom in exchange rates and in currency value, will just say, what's the difference? This is 42, it's 20. He picks this one, which is grivni, even though it's 20 and this is 22. But we have just seen lack of wisdom there. What is lack of wisdom? The information he doesn't know, the wisdom he doesn't know, is making him to make the wrong choice. Wisdom, therefore, is the ability to see difference. The one that sees difference between 20 pounds and 20 grivni, he sees the difference, the one that has the wisdom. The ones that doesn't see the difference between them is the one that lacks wisdom. Now, what about if I say this is 200 grivni and this is 20 pounds? Which one will you pick? But this is 200 now. 200. Is it not bigger than 220? For a normal person who doesn't know the wisdom, who doesn't know the difference, no law of difference, no difference. He doesn't have the wisdom. So he cannot differentiate. Why did he say he would rather pick the lower denomination of 20 over 200? Because he has some information. He possesses the wisdom to see difference. But the ones that doesn't possess the wisdom, it cannot make the difference. The ability to therefore notice difference, know the difference between the two, is what we call wisdom. Do you plan to marry anytime in the future? It might not be very soon, but anytime in the future. You plan to? You plan to? Okay, you come. He plans to marry sometime in the future. Since you plan to marry sometime in the future, you come here. All right, why are you running away? Who will you rather choose to be your out of the two? No, will you choose that one? You want to choose this one? You will not choose that one? The way you said that no, as if what's wrong? Why? Of course no, right? Yeah. Now then you come, you two of you come now. We'll see. Now we are going to find out. Why is it that when I want to marry, or when you want to marry, or when you want to marry, you don't choose exactly the same one like yourself, but you look more similar? There is no more similarity here than that one. That similarity is not attractive. Why? The similarity is not appealing to you for some reason. It's not appealing to you. Huh? It's not attractive to you. You know why? Because it is only difference that appeals. It is only difference that is attractive. Most of the time in life, all of us, we are looking for uniformity. We want to be friends with people who look just like us. We want to fellowship with people who resemble us. Even when we want to marry somebody who has the same quality as us. That is lack of wisdom. You see, he looks just like him, but he doesn't want to marry him. Why? Because he has wisdom to know that compatible is in the difference. Difference, therefore, is the ability to see difference, to differentiate. If you don't differentiate, say, what's the difference? Either how or this one, what's the difference now? No difference. Then we will say, he lacks wisdom. If he doesn't see the difference between her and him, then he lacks wisdom. It is difference that knows that, no, this is a lady. This one that is more compatible to me than this one. As a matter of fact, the reason why you are attracted to the opposite sex is because of the things that make you different. She has bigger breasts than you. That's why you are attracted to her. But you have the same kind of breast. You don't seem to fancy him at all. See, it's a difference. The ability to see difference. Just like without money, that is wisdom. Even when you have 200 and you have 20, you see the difference. And you are not choosing the bigger one, but the smaller one. That is the ability to differentiate, to be able to say. For example, can you give me 2 of those grievings? They have the same number, or dollar or pounds, but they have to have the same number, right? Now, these are two notes here, notes of money. Now, if I tell you one of them is fake and one is real, you know, the only person who can tell the difference is someone who is being trained to know the difference. I cannot tell which one is real, which one is fake. I can't tell. But if you put it in the computer, or if an expert comes, so what is it that makes the expert to know the one that is fake and the one that is real, and I don't know? Because the expert possesses the wisdom. He's been trained in it. His ability to see difference shows that he is wise. He has the wisdom, and I don't have that wisdom to know the difference. I don't know if you are getting it. The ability to see difference is wisdom. Wisdom is always in the ability to see difference in things. Okay, can I have you, my sister? You think it's possible if I have a request for you? Can I mention my request? Yeah. I want you to remove that one, the other one too. Now you come here. Yeah. This is silver. Let's say this is silver. You see? All of you guys, you can see. We have silver here, silver here, silver here. But one of these silver is real, and another one is not. But me, I don't know which one is real, which one is not. And can you find out which one is real and which one is not?
No.
Can you find out? Can anybody find out? Nobody can. Why is it that we all cannot find out which one of the silver or gold is real and which one is fake? We don't possess the wisdom. We can't see difference. The person who possesses the wisdom to see difference, the person who can see the difference is the one who possesses the wisdom. Wisdom is always in the ability to see difference. Now, thank you, my dear. Now, come. Now I have two ladies here. Are you married? Are you married? Let's say somebody comes and says, I want to marry her. And another person comes and says, I want to marry her. What makes a man or a woman to know which one to marry? Problem. What makes the lady to know which one to marry? The reason why I know that she's the one for me to marry is my ability to see something different in her. Wisdom makes me to see something different. When I choose to marry her, it means out of the millions of people that live in America, in the same country where she lives, but there are millions of women there too. Why is it that it's high, I pick? I see a difference. Why is it that women sometimes reject people and say, I don't want to marry you? Because you didn't prove to her a difference. A woman will rather remain single and not agree to marry anybody. And you know, the reason why she would rather remain single is because you have not proved to her either her own difference. You've got to convince her of her difference and of her preference. You've got to show her and prove to her that you see difference in her. It is when you see that difference and celebrate her difference, she falls for you. But also, you've got to prove to her your difference. That you are superior and better than all other guys out there. It is when she is sure of your difference, that you are different from him, or from Jack and Joe and from everybody else, then she can fall for the law of difference. So which one of you have not read the book? You've not read it? Because the way you are responding as if you have not read it. But that's the thing I put, everything I'm telling you from this book. Everything I've just told you I'm telling you from this book. The law of difference. The law of difference. The law of difference. So why is it that women remain single? Nobody has proved to them. Nobody has proved to them their difference as men, as a man, and convince her of her difference. Or either of the two. Maybe sometimes you convince the lady of her difference that she's beautiful. She say, I know that. But you have not convinced me that you can provide for me, that you are different from all other guys who are disappointing women. You've not convinced me of your difference. Mm-hmm. You've not convinced me that you are different from all other bunch of people who are breaking girls' hearts. So you have not convinced me of that. You've not convinced me of your difference. The law of difference, that's it here. So, Now, let's get 4 of you on one line. 4 of you on one line. Okay. Now, let's continue. Why do I see the need to honor him and him? And her and him and her. Why do I bow down to them? Because only wisdom sees honor. Only wisdom sees difference. Therefore, when I bow down to him and I honor him and I respect him, you say, why? But you are Pastor Sunday now. That is why not everybody can see what is unique in it. But that's just a boy. But someone who is deep in wisdom sees that there is something unique in every human being. The ability to see that difference in everybody else. When nobody sees anything. That's wisdom. For example, do you know what is called stones? If you go outside there, you will see stones. If you climb to your house, you will see stones. Anywhere you go, you see stones. So where are some stones called precious stones? Because of their difference. So why is it that the precious stones, you are not playing football with them over there in the street without the rest of the stones? Because they are too different. Because of their difference. That's why, because all other stones, you walk on them, on top of them. You play around, kick them around. But the precious stones, you don't. Why is it that some stones, they are kept in the store? And people clean them up every day. And some stones, you are walking on top of them. So, but then, if you see somebody who now bring all the diamond in the store and put them on the same place with all these ones, and just playing football with all of them, what will you say is wrong with him? Foolishness. He doesn't have wisdom. You will say he's crazy. Why? Because he cannot differentiate. So anybody who sees people like this and doesn't see any, when I look at all of you and I don't see anything unique in every one of you, if I don't see the reason to respect all of you, that talks about my foolishness, my ability, my lack of wisdom. So when you go to Nigeria, where people don't love and respect anybody, you pass by the disabled who are walking, who are running on the floor. You pass by the blind. You pass by the crippled. You pass by, and you think because they are crippled, they don't deserve to be noticed. They don't. Oh. When you think because they are blind, because they are deaf, because they are crippled, they are nothing. That doesn't talk about them. That talks about you. Your lack of wisdom. Because when the Good Samaritan notice the one that doesn't deserve to be noticed, battered, bruised, crippled, incapacitated, that's what God noticed. And just said, this man, the priest, didn't notice. He lacked wisdom. The Levite didn't notice. He lacked wisdom. But look at the man that noticed. That's the man of wisdom. He's the one that goes to heaven. If you are able to, because that man was able to see the image of God, the treasure in the cripple, in the bruised. Because everybody has a treasure that deserves to be noticed. That's why Jesus said, I am the one who was naked, and you clothed me. But all the rest don't say, when is it that I was naked? Where you? No, that is not true. When you say that you are naked, they didn't see the difference. The ones who are able to see the difference, they saw Jesus. There is uniqueness in everybody. So that sometimes when I go to places, everybody wants to carry my bag and help me. I say, but those are women and other people. Why? But he has 3 bags. Who are helping? He said, no, but you are the pastor. You are the big man. Because they are only able to see the glaring things, the physical things, the obvious things, that I'm a big man. But the treasure of the nature of God and the image of God in everybody else, the hidden things, they are not able to see. It's only foolish that see only glaring things. But the deep people of wisdom, they are able to see difference even in the common. And I told them, I know what you want. So I said, why is it that you want to help me carry my own bag? A woman is carrying bag, you are not happy. The man is carrying 3, 4 bags, you are not happy. Me, I'm carrying just one little one, you want to help me. What's your problem? He said, but you are the one who is anointed. I want anointing. He said, because, I want double portion. So right there, I know that you are not honest. You are not sincere. You are not real. Because you are after your self-gain and self-interest. I said, okay, I will give it to you. You know what I did? I gave it to him, my little bag. And I went and picked the bag of the other guy, small guy. I picked his bag. I picked the bag of the girl. He said, no, don't pick it, don't pick it. He was taking from me again. Because it's me they want to. That is self-gain, selfishness. That is lust. That is egocentrism. That is not wisdom. But wisdom, so he said, Pastor, but you are the big man now. Even those ones that say, no, don't carry from you. No. I said, because you are even though you are a small child, but you are the nature of God. Just like the God nature is in me, the big man. So also that same nature. So that's what Jesus said. I was naked. So, but people were seeing naked, crazy guy. But the one who is able to see Christ, I was naked. You saw Christ? That's wisdom. I was hungry. It was just some crazy homeless people who are hungry. But the ones who are able to feed them, they saw Christ. So that is what this book is about. The ability to be able to, if you have been around me, you must probably be hearing everybody say, Pastor Sunday respects everybody and honors people and is humble, and people talk like that. Have you ever heard things like that? Or maybe you notice something? It's because of the law of difference. The ability to see what is not glaring. The ability to see what is not, like the silver, for example. I think for me, they are the same. But who sees the hidden things that everybody else doesn't say? Wisdom. The ability, this currency, I gave the same number, 200 grivne, 200 grivne. Who knows that it's fake? To me, they are the same. The hidden things, who sees them? The only wisdom. But these people are all your disciples. Why are you bowing to them? What is in them? Wisdom. Says the wisdom that is in them. But it's even more, that is just on the surface also to know that there is God's image in all of them. But real wisdom will be able to look at her. I can look at her right now and tell you where she's unique and what I respect her for. I can look at him and tell you what is unique and what I respect him for. I can look at her and tell you what is unique about her, and even without listening to her, and what I respect her for. I can look at him right now and tell you what is unique about him and what I respect him for. And that takes now deeper wisdom. Wisdom is what sees what other people don't see. Wisdom is the ability to see the hidden things and differences. Wisdom sees difference. For example, women, do you go to shop sometimes? Do you go to shop sometimes? Well, I've tried to go with some women to shop, especially with my wife to shop. Why is it that you women are always going up and down for so long? I said, but the thing is here now. Pick it and let's go. He said, no, go and come back. Go and come back. Go and come back. He said, I've been waiting here for 15 minutes. But the thing is here now. Because the women, they are looking for the difference. Why is it that one is the one that they must pick? But we just pick out, but it's going to so what's the difference? I just pick where I go. Because you are looking for the difference. They are all the same product, but you are looking for the difference. Wisdom sees difference. So when then you get home, you say, oh, this is a better quality. Where did you find it? Wisdom has speaking. The one I bought was no good, though. Wisdom has speaking. That's why I was going up and down, and the same thing. The law of difference is actually about wisdom. So, how do we then use the law of difference to create order? That's what we are going to be studying today. No. Don't put it like that. Put it like that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe before I go forward, let me help the young man here. He's just coming from Africa. He's just here 1 week from Africa. Doctor Success. Can you see yourself in this guy? You can recognize yourself? I could recognize myself too. But since you have fresh story, come and tell your story to him and to the world. Let them hear so that we could give him some deliverance. Some law of difference. Because I was just like him when I came. For the first 2 weeks, I was just quiet like that. But I had my own thought inside over that.
Thank you so much. When I first came to HMT, that was April 2014. Of course, I had been in Europe for like a year, and I didn't know. Like I said, I'd already been damaged. So many things were happening to my life. And when I walked in that day, so many mixed feelings. I was brought up with the cultural Yoruba, the Yoruba. If you understand what I mean. So we bow to everything. So, when you see,
at least everything that is older than you.
That is older than you. So we respect so much and all those kind of things like that. And I never knew that was damaging for me. I never knew that it had affected my self-confidence, that affected my view about life, and the religion and everything I was just messed up. But the unfortunate thing for me was I didn't even know, because every other young person where I came from was like me. So I didn't know that.
So you thought it was normal?
I thought I was normal.
Just like now, I'm talking about the things that are wrong with Nigerian Christianity, and everybody say, you are crazy. Why do you think you are different? They are asking me, why do I think I'm different? You think you know more than everybody else? Because they have been in that country, they have been so conditioned to think that the redeem is normal, Christ what? Embassy is normal, or winners is normal, that those are churches. But they are not Christian churches by the standard of theology. They are not Christian churches. But to a Nigerian, that is mind-blowing. That's like you are killing them. So they would rather say that I'm the one who is crazy, because that is what they are used to. They don't know that apart from them, those people who are not in their condition, who are in their environment, everybody else knows that what they are doing is rubbish if they are not Africans. So he thought it was normal. Because everybody was like him.
Just not to say anything, to be behind. I saw being behind as a form of respect.
As a virtue.
As a virtue. Being quiet, I saw it as a virtue. Just, don't disturb people. Just all these kind of cultural things like that. So when I came, and in fact, when I came for that HMT, when I was coming for that program, I wasn't expecting Pastor Sunday to be here for that HMT. Because where I came from, you definitely speak to their assistant pastors or the certain people with their signs to come do the training and all.
Can you imagine? They travel from their own city to come to an event where I organized, and they were not expecting, not only him, all the other guys, they were not expecting Pastor Sunday to be there. So why did you come? Oh, well, because it's under your ministry, all the small people have to come. For Pastor Sunday himself to come and teach us. But we are just students now. Pastor Sunday himself will be there. No, he cannot be there. They just put his name there and something. But that was just the beginning of surprises for him.
So Pastor was in that morning, and the way pastor will always come with the entrance, and I was very shocked. In fact, when I looked back and I saw him coming, I was very, very shocked. And the program started, and I was all the while trying to push away from everywhere pastor was. He was trying to keep the maximum distance.
Just like he was saying. They have been conditioned. It's like all of them have been conditioned like that. And he was doing, this guy was doing today and yesterday the same thing you are doing. But your own was 5 years ago. But he's still doing the same thing today. Because they come from the same place.
So even when questions were asked, I would know it. I would be thinking there are older people in the room. Let them
Be the ones to speak.
Let them be the ones to talk. And when they have talked, and then so there was this particular question that pastor asked, and I don't know somehow, or maybe he said I should speak. I don't know. Somehow I was just the one to talk. And pastor said that is a very lovely answer. Come here and hug me.
I told him to come here and hug me.
And rather for me to hug him like that, I just went.
I said, hug me, it was the ballet. I said, what are you doing? I said, hug me now. I told him to hug. So I was, first of all, was trying to give him my hand. He was putting his hand down like this. He was going down. I said, hug me. He was then later on, when eventually I got him to try to hug me, like you the last time too. So I was saying, hug me. He was saying, I said, I was coming to hug him. He was putting his head. I said, no, where are your hands? Bring your hands here. Conditioned.
I was just conditioned like that. And so many things began to break for me from that day. So many things. Because even when pastor eventually got to hug me, that was the first time in my life that I was going to be hugged. For the first time.
I said, even your father never hugged you. He said, no. I said, what, your mother? No. He was already 24 years old. And no human being has ever hugged him. Can you be? Not even what? No. If his mother and father had never hugged him, talk less of a lady. Can you imagine? And I'm sure it's not the only one like that. There might have been,
It's like a cultural thing where I come from.
there might be millions of people who have never been hugged. Can you believe it? That is mind-blowing. No human being will believe that in the West here.
Where I come from, if a father is hugging a child, it seems like you're pampering the child or you're
Spoiling him.
spoiling him.
Mine is not on? Or his is not on? His. Because you are supposed to get the right one to.
Yeah, yours is. Processing is good. So the problem is this. But it's on.
They said everything is okay for the two.
You can hear both?
Let the guys finish his testimony now. Some people are getting the deliverance now.
So,
For example, I used to see that I can understand if that had been the opposite sex. Okay? I could have understood. So, but now, it's now that because of him, I now begin to understand that, so the women, Nigerian women, because they would normally go down and do as if they are kneeling down. So I was thinking that, it's because of their upbringing that, they don't want to hug at the opposite sex. Now it's just getting to me. Maybe they have never been hugged too as women too. So behind that going down, which we think is honoring, is actually a lot of complexes. It's not just because I'm opposite sex. Maybe they will not have even hugged the same sex like them. I mean, who are the same sex, but they will not even hug me. Can you imagine how much damage is?
And part of me also felt like I didn't deserve that kind of attention and that kind of hug because
Honor.
that kind of honor. I just felt I didn't deserve it. So being, of course, I followed Pastor Sunday closely for some years before coming. And what had even stopped me from coming before, because normally immediately I came to Ukraine, I would have come to see him if I knew that I could see him. But then I never thought, I was a student, I was just in part 3 then or part 2. So I never knew that I would get access to it. So that began to break a lot of things for me because Pastor needs to see that. In fact, one of the specific words that I will never forget that really got me is that Pastor said, stop thinking like a slave. That I had cultivated a slavery mindset. It's just based, watching the way I did everything and all that. And I determined, I saw that as my opportunity. I was going to break free from whatsoever that was holding me back. I knew there was something inside of me that was beyond ordinary, but nobody ever told me that. Nobody saw it for me. So when Pastor was able to any point my attention to that, okay, that get off all of these cultural complexes and begin to live your life. So that began a new work for me because I was ready to hold on to what I got me. I was not going to let it. So I kept coming back. About 2 months after there was another HMT. I came back. About 3 months after there was another. I just kept coming back.
No, but I told you that you have a challenge that you've got to overcome. What? Yeah, tell them that like that more. Emphasize that.
So Pastor told me that all of those cultural complexes and everything, the way I was raised up to that time, had built in me a mindset that is making me think like a slave. So that thinking like a slave is a kind of being, I thought it as being submissive, but it's actually not submission. It's actually being subjected. Like it was a spirit that was that already had conquered me and made me dominated. So it was thinking like a slave. So I knew it was a mindset thing. Every time if there is an opportunity for people to be in a place, I would rather want to be at a place where I'm not seen, where they focus and their attention. Even though I knew a lot of things, even though I had a lot of things I don't contribute, I don't want to be seen. I don't always want to be there, the one that is ahead of the one that is always ahead, and all that. So that for me was, in fact, as a matter of fact, so many things I still work on very, very deliberately. But for me to be able to conquer that slavery mindset, it was 2 years. I had to work on myself very hard for 2 years consistently.
What you are listening? What were you doing to work on yourself? Because people need to know.
Every month, I would always add a retreat. I always had my moment of solitude because from the first interview I attended, one of the things that was emphasized a lot was solitude. So every month I would have my moment of solitude where I had a lot of every book that I could buy from Dr. Sunday's book that I could buy. I bought all of them that I could buy, and a lot of messages I downloaded in about 200 to 300 messages of Dr. Sunday on my laptop. Then we had a website called churchship.org where I could download all the messages. So I downloaded all the messages. I would go on solitude and I would listen again and again and again and again and again and again. That was basically what I would do in my solitude. I would make notes. So I just created a kind of an HMT environment for myself in school. So every time I went for solitude, I would just listen. I'll just listen to those messages again and again, and it brought a new order, a new mindset to me. I began to see myself anew. I knew I was worthy. I knew I was deserving. I knew not only was I deserving to be loved, I knew also that I had a lot of love inside of me to give to other people, to give to my world. So from there, I came after like 2 years of adequately working very hard on myself, my mindset. I got the opportunity definitely to begin to work closely with Pastor on different things, and that also gave me a new dimension of life, because now I could sit around Pastor on table on discussions and maybe an issue. And receive high fives, receive all the hugs, and pastors would ask, hey, there's this thing we need to do. What do you think concerning this issue? And I will make a opinion. And I will say, this is what I think about it. I'm probably say, okay, let's do it like that. This is what we have to do. And I'm thinking, wow, my idea has been accepted. You know, all those things like that, it made so much, it just brought out the life inside of me. It was basically like I was dead before, and I was resurrected. Like I came out of the grave. So right now, people knew me from childhood or who had known me at one point or the other in life. When they see me now, they can't relate it. Because in my high school, I was I was very, very brilliant. I was among the top 5 students in my school, and it was a very large school. It was a federal school. But people still didn't know me, even at that, because I wasn't at the forefront. I wasn't the one that would speak up, that would stand up, and all those things like that. But now, very easily, anywhere I am, I will raise my head. Anything I thought I'm not convenient with, I stand up and I speak. I raise my voice.
He's probably one of the most active Nigerians on social media, internet. Yeah, who doesn't know Dr. Success for Kalade? Everybody knows him. He's very active, good articles. Why? He just broke through, boom, to the world and declared himself to the world.
So that's, for me, is my testimony. It's a major breakthrough.
Hello.
There's no end to what can happen when we allow ourselves to grow out of those complexes, the damage that has been done over many, many, many years by culture, by religion. So there is hope for everyone. There's really
So don't worry. Congratulations.
we are brothers.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Well, are we ready for the class right now? Or not? Not really. Not quite. Okay. I think I might ask you to put up the light. Yeah. Perez, you want to help read, maybe? Yeah. Can you put off the light? They put on the wrong light.
Yes.
Now that I've explained it, should be easier for you to read now. At least you know what you are reading. Are we ready?
Yes.
Just for your voice to be loud enough, Perez.
Making order through the law of difference.
Okay. Making order or bringing order to any society, to any community, to any family, to any country through the law of difference. Can you imagine if we are able to build a society or a country whereby everybody's difference is appreciated? Especially a country like Nigeria where tribalism is prevalent, nepotism, and people put down other tribes and other people that doesn't belong to their people groups. Can you imagine if we will build a culture whereby we train people to celebrate, to see the difference in everybody? Can you believe what a wise people we are going to have? What a wise culture, what a wise society we are going to have? Then, if we go beyond teaching people to see difference in other people and other people groups and other tribes, but to now begin to see difference in everything. When you go to school, we train them how to see difference in subjects. Even, for example, one of my greatest strengths is this subject here. When a teacher is speaking, I'm hearing, I'm receiving everything he's saying, but then I'm looking for the difference in everything. What is it he has not said? What is it that is the difference between this one and this one? When I take a book, let's say on the economy, I could read this book on the economy, but I'm looking for the difference. So the ability to be able to live, that is the secret of invention. If you have seen my book, my video on innovation, how to become an inventor and innovator, you will see that it is one of the greatest secrets of invention and innovation, the ability to see difference. Everybody that has ever invented anything, all these great inventors you see there, is because they have trained their minds to be able to see difference in everything everybody else sees, that nothing is there. People see just ordinary things, that this is just this thing. But the ability for you to notice something where nobody is seeing anything, that is the greatest indicator of wisdom. Okay, here we go.
The ability to see a difference is one of the most powerful qualities of wisdom.
Remember that. The ability to see a difference is one of the most powerful qualities of wisdom.
Difference of how to relate to people.
See, one of the areas where you need this wisdom is the ability to be able to see difference in relationship with people. For example, those 4 people who are standing there, your ability to be able to relate to Regina in a unique way that will make her feel she's the only one in the world. And then to also relate to Busola in a way that she feels she's the only one in the world. Then to relate to, Taribi in a way that he feels he's the only one in the world. And the ability to relate to Toba in a way that he feels he's the only one in the world. That, you see, the ability to relate difference in relation, but some people, you just relate to all of them the same. In fact, most people, that's the way they behave. They see 4 people standing there, hi, 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 hello, 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 hello. They just relate to them as if it's one person, that is, as if they are the same person, only in 4 figures that are standing. What makes everybody to relate to you as if you are no different from her, as if you are no different from him? Because they don't take time to see the difference in you. And it is only when you see another person's individual difference, that is when you truly honor them. You only honor somebody when you are able to take the time, not just to see them as general human beings, as biomasses, but to underline a difference in them. And that is the secret and the wisdom behind compliments. Bringing out the treasure in each individual person that is different from all other people. The ability to see that difference, that treasure, is what we call wisdom. So, difference in how to relate to people is wisdom.
Between love for family
Difference
and others.
between...
Difference between love for family and others.
Now, there is a lot of people that don't know the difference between love for family members and the rest of the world. They relate to them the same way. But why is it that you don't go to cook for your neighbor? It's because your family means something to you. Why is it that you don't pay the school fees of the children's neighbor? And you pay for you do everything to pay your child's children? Because your family is different. But in everyday attitude, a lot of people actually subjugate and relate more in a more belittling way to their own family members than they relate to other people. But really, wisdom demands that you will relate with more respect and more honor to your own family than to any other person. Why? Because they are the ones who are there for you. That is wisdom. But people who lack wisdom, they commonize and they humiliate. They don't honor their family members. They despise their family members because of lack of wisdom. They don't see what to respect. Have you ever heard a statement like this? What can I respect him for? That is the statement of a fool. That's the statement of a fool. Because they cannot see difference. That's why they don't see what to honor other people for or respect them for. So a man of wisdom knows the difference in honoring and respecting his family members from other people. And by wisdom, he also knows his family members, parents and relatives and brothers and sisters deserve more honor, respect than people is a stranger that he has never seen before.
The difference between wife and other women.
The ability to see difference between your own wife and other women. Why does your wife deserve more honor than all other women because she's your wife. The law of difference demands from you that you will be giving that difference. You will be making that difference, making that unique. You will underline a difference more than you underline the difference of others.
The difference between your children and your neighbor's children, your neighborhood's children. The difference between people, their gifts, callings, peculiarities.
Can you imagine if we are able to teach a whole country the difference between people? So that everybody will learn the skill of knowing difference between people and in people. Then go ahead. Then to go ahead to even teach people to identify individuals' gifts. What a rich country we'll be having. Then to understand and identify people's callings, people's peculiarities. See people here now. To a lot of you, these are just people. And that is the tragedy of lack of wisdom. But wisdom identifies each by name, by features, by gifts, by callings, and by peculiarities. Let's look at Toronto and see how that plays out in Toronto.
Toronto is the largest city in Canada
Can you make it bigger
and one of the
louder?
most diverse cities in the world. Our population is nearly 3 million in 2014, and we have recently passed Chicago as the fourth largest city in North America. Our downtown is booming. As of 2014, we have 138 cranes building condos and commercial buildings in the downtown, which we know will continue over the next 10 years.
It is the law of
The
difference
result has
that makes you
been
to
a
create order.
significant growth, 4 times the
city.
growth in our suburbs in downtown in the past 5 years.
That is law
and
of
we see that
difference.
continuing into 2015 and beyond. Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in the world.
Diversity
In
is
excess
the
of
law of
50% of our
difference.
population was actually born outside of Toronto and outside of Canada.
Toronto's diversity is very important to it. You can do business in any language here.
Diversity,
You can eat
that is
any
law of
kind
difference
of
right
food. You can enjoy the entertainment.
But the
from
law of
any
difference
sort
is
of
not
culture,
just
whether it's
diversity.
live performance,
Law
whether
of
it's
difference is
screen-based.
celebration
And really, that
of the
makes the
diversity.
city really livable because
Recognition
you
of
can
the
interact with
diversity.
anyone, enjoy anything, and really see the world through Toronto's eyes. Toronto is the leading center of all business in Canada. The top 5 banks in Canada are based in Toronto. 80% of the largest R&D, law, high-tech firms, they're based right here in the city of Toronto. It really is a full-service city when it comes to business, economy, and the drive to be one of the best cities in the world. Toronto is host to so many attractions and events that really
Attractions,
are
events, so
signature
many
of what
different
Toronto has to offer the
activities,
world.
different
We host
things
one
from
of the
different
largest
people.
Caribbean
That is
festivals
law of
around the
difference.
world. Last year, for the first time, World
Not just
Pride was
something
held
uniform for
in
everybody.
Toronto. Toronto is one of the leading centers for film production around the world. In fact, the last 3 years, Toronto has had over $1 billion
Diversity of things,
spent
events,
in on-location
activities.
filming. It also, of course, is the home to the world's greatest film festival, which is the Toronto International Film Festival. Whether you're coming into Toronto to catch a street festival, a film festival, or just be part of the great attractions that we have to offer, Toronto really is a place to visit and live and enjoy yourself.
Thank you. That's good.
2015.
So let's imagine Nigeria, for example. Our diversity is one of our greatest blessings. But until we put order in it, it will be a curse. So order is what makes us to recognize difference. Order is what gives us wisdom. Order is what makes us to see that differences must be celebrated. Order is what makes us to see that differences is a treasure. Order is what makes us to see that, oh, everybody is not just the same. Everybody is unique and everybody is equally gifted. That is order. It is the law of order. It is the ability to see it is order that is even creating difference. Order creates difference. But wisdom makes you to know that difference must be celebrated. So one of the greatest blessings that Nigeria has is that we are multi-ethnicity and nationality. That is a great blessing, but it takes wisdom to be able to see and celebrate that difference. And for that to happen, we need to create and bring order into that diversity, bring order into that difference, and then begin to let people know that differences must be celebrated and honored. That is wisdom. Now, let's have a look at the way Apple uses diversity. So we have seen the way the law of difference is used to build a multi-ethnic nation and city like in Toronto. Now let's see the way the law of difference is used to build a global company like in Apple.
From the very beginning,
for example, what can I learn? What can I, Pastor Sunday, learn from a cripple that is crippling on the ground of Lagos? What can I possibly learn from him? But believe you me, I'm as interested in that guy as I'm interested in Adeboye Oyedepo or Dangote or $10 or any other person in that country. I'm as interested. You know why? That cripple that is there, that blind cripple, that cripple that is there in that street, in front of that mosque, that guy there has so many lessons to teach me. Because he's dealing with adversities, challenges and problems and pain and sorrows that I'm not dealing with. It will be wise of me to listen to him and learn a few things. He has something to give me. I've not been to where he is. I've been to many places. I've been through many things, but I've not been homeless. He has been there. That is one thing he has that I don't have. I've been through many things, but I've not been blind. That's one thing he has that I don't have. I've been through many things, but I've not been crippled. He's been crippled. That's one thing I could learn from him, how he's coping with it. Besides that, what can I learn from this gentleman here? Come. Or from her? Regina. This young man grew up in a different street than I grew up in. There is no way he doesn't have what to teach me. You know why? Because what he saw in that street, I'd never been there. I didn't see it. He knows something I don't know. That lady here, she grew up in a different country than I grew up in. Too many things to teach me. It takes wisdom to see that. He has different parents than I did. He has different experiences with them than I did with my parents. That's one thing I can learn from him. She had different parents than I did. She had different experiences with her parents, totally different from his. That's why I could learn from her and say, go ahead and learn from it. Law of difference. Makes you to see difference in every single person. He was born later than I. That is a law of difference. Because he's younger than me, he can tell me something I don't know. He's living less in the world than me, you can learn from him. He arrived 2 weeks ago from Nigeria. He saw something in the airport. He saw something in the car. He saw something when he was driving. He saw something when he was coming. He saw something when he was buying the ticket. I didn't. Those are things I could learn. Everybody has different. There is no way. It takes a man of wisdom to be able to see those differences. So, can you imagine a situation where you are able to teach a whole country to celebrate difference and to live by the law of difference. Now, if America is great for me, America is only great. One of the greatest things that I've seen in America is that ability to celebrate difference. I've seen the diversity and difference celebrated in every American more than anywhere else. Now, when it comes to social groups, they have problems. But individually, averagely, they celebrate each other's personality. And that's a great thing. Law of difference. Can you imagine if we could teach Nigeria law of difference? Oh! With the way we are many, to use law of difference to build enterprises, to use law of difference to build our own Apple, to build things. You know what? You know what made Taiwan great? You know what made China great? China and Taiwan and Korea, you know what they did? They would go and buy products from Japan and from America and look for difference in those things and create their own products. That's how they became industrial giants. They will buy an American car and say, what is it that is not here that could be there, or could be removed, or could be added? Differences. They will buy electronics and look for the difference and create something else, or something slightly different. That, on the law of difference, those Asian countries, that is how they build their industrial development on. So you can use the law of difference to bring about industrialization of a society. I don't know if people are hearing me. That's why that book, where is the book? That book, where is the book now? That book is one of the greatest things you will ever read in your life. One of the greatest books you ever read. You know what somebody told me after reading this book? He said, I used to sleep on my Bible before. But now, since I read this book, now I'm using it to put under my pillow because I want to read it every day. At least a page. Every day. Keep on reading it again and again. He said, I used to sleep under the Bible. I still read my Bible, but I'm not more using it as a talisman. But I'm sleeping under this so that I will read it every day. I want to read something, at least one statement from it. The law of difference. It's a big thing. And I don't know if there's any other human being who has written a book on this. I don't know. If there is, I've never seen it. The law of difference. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Let's have a look at number 5, this one, Japanese. The reason why Japanese are so polite. Why are Japanese so polite? Because of the law of difference. If you go to Japan, everybody is bound down to you. They say a difference in you. Japan, everybody is bound down to you. You are nobody, but they are bound down to you. You are a gate man, a millionaire is bound down to you. Why? He sees a difference in you. Because he's a billionaire, he's not a gate man. But you are a gate man, you are experiencing what he's not experiencing. Law of difference. But in my place, instead of law of difference, is law of oppression. As subservience. They put you down that you are nobody. It is class society instead of the law of difference. And that's one thing we have to put order and bring order into to experience civilization and development. Here we go, please.
Reasons why the Japanese are so polite. Japan has a population of 126 million, much of which are found in the larger cities of Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and Kobe. With a high density of people crowded into a relatively small space, people have to learn to get along with one another. At the same time, Japan is made up of local Japanese, with very few foreigners among them, so they are also very similar in culture, values, and manners. They have been described as being one nation, one civilization, one language, one culture, and one race, and are actually one of very few countries in today's globalized world to be so homogeneous. Politeness is a typical characteristic of the Japanese that other people admire, and here are 5 possible reasons why. Number 1. Japanese philosophy and religion. For the Japanese, the country and family are considered more important than self. This idea stems from the teachings of Confucius, the Chinese sage who laid down strict codes of conduct, as well as Shinto religious beliefs. For centuries, Japanese have been taught from a young age that they need to be responsible members of their families and their countries and serve
See how
others'
value
needs
system is
before
being
their own.
created.
As a result,
Taught
the people
for
became
centuries.
obedient and relatively passive, used to having their lives regulated by rules. Number 2, group culture and rules. Japanese culture is known to be highly complicated with very fine differences between what is seen to be right and wrong, and it continues to have a strong influence on anyone who wants to live and work in Japan. Unlike in Western societies, the group is seen as more important than the individual. If you step out of line on any aspect, it has a strong impact on the way other people see you. Your basic character and values are at stake if they judge you negatively. This is reflected very clearly in the Japanese language itself, which has both a formal and a casual form, and which makes learning Japanese very difficult for outsiders. The good thing about these guidelines and expectations is that it helps maintain social harmony and makes living together go much more smoothly. It is like the oil that makes the tricky parts of a machine move in tandem with all the other parts instead of causing irritation and friction when rubbing against each other. Number 3. Children's upbringing and schooling. Japanese parents place a whole lot of importance on teaching social manners so that the child avoids causing trouble for them and for others. Many stress the value of learning the social rules so that their behavior is not criticized by other people. At the same time, parents value closeness with their children and spend time together on various activities. This parent-child closeness positively helps children want to please their parents, and naturally they accept the rules and regulations that their parents set for them. In school, too, children learn proper ways of behaving together. For example, they are taught to clean up their classrooms and school grounds every day and exhibit extremely polite manners towards teachers and other adults. They enjoy learning to work together in groups on projects and in other forms of learning. Many schools also require their students to wear uniforms, which makes them even more aware of their oneness. Number 4, extremely close encounters. Rules guide the way the Japanese live and interact with others, and everyone is generally very polite to each other, no matter if you are friends or strangers. They try to avoid all kinds of conflict, especially in the public eye. This is partly because there is so little personal space available in the overcrowded cities, and people know they need to cooperate and respect others to make life flow more smoothly for themselves. For example,
Brilliant.
if you talk loudly into your mobile phone while riding a packed train to work, you are very likely to annoy other commuters. If you smell bad or dress sloppily, you will have that same effect as well. Number 5, individual status and the formal pecking order. The way a Japanese uses everyday language clearly shows who they are and who they speak to. There are formal rules for speaking differently to different people depending on their age and relationship to you. Even a simple greeting like, "Good morning," can be formal or informal depending on who you say it to and when. For example, the older members of
The
a
law of
family,
difference.
like a grandmother or father,
The law of
must be
difference.
addressed in the formal form to show their importance in the group. This goes for the boss of your company or colleagues holding a higher title than you, unless you don't mind being instantly fired. Even bowing to another person to say thank you, already considered to be very respectful in other cultures, has different rules for levels, depending on who is doing the bowing or is being bowed to.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope you are getting something from this whole concept that I'm bringing to you. So, making people see difference, that's a sort of order as well. You see, with the Japanese, different group, different order, different group, that is order as well. So, creating order, bringing order through the law of difference, or bringing difference through order. Can you put the cursor on the page? On the page. Put it on the middle. Yeah.
From the very beginning,
No.
we have been a collective.
No. Go back. Just put it there so that I might be able to use my cursor. Okay, good. Okay, here we go.
To see difference, you must learn to analyze.
Oh, that's another problem we have. because they don't teach our people to think, you have to be deep thinker before you could see difference. You remember the reason I said you should respect, why should I respect the cripple and the disabled? You need to think deep to find the reason why. What is the difference between all these 4 people that were standing here? For what should I respect him? It takes precision in thinking. It's a kind of precision in thinking for you to be able to analyze and find. When I say these are 2 diamonds, which one is fake and which one is real? It takes precision in judgment to be able to know the difference. So, to be able to see difference, you need to learn to analyze. Okay?
There was a big difference before God separated the waters above and the waters on the earth.
That was a big difference. Before, okay, you remember Genesis? God was always differentiating, separating. Now, through that act of order, separating the water below from the water under and all that, that is creating difference. God was creating difference through using order to create difference. That's a lot of wisdom. It's bringing about difference, manifesting wisdom, and bringing about creativity.
Difference between day and night. What a
You say in creation, there was darkness and light. Then God said, let there be light. Darkness went backward. Then God made, what happened? Am I the one? Then God decided, okay, this is darkness and this is light. So what should I do? He totally separated the light from the darkness and created a new product, separated them, the law of difference, put order into it, and one they call day, one they call night. Through the law of difference, we got day and night. Yep.
What a huge difference just through separation.
What a huge difference between day and light, just through the law of difference, separation, creating difference. Well, that's all for now. We'll come back in 20 minutes. It's like I shouldn't stop, of course. I'm just getting started. But we'll come back in 20 minutes and continue because 9 o'clock we have to start. That's our time. That is 7 o'clock British time, 8 o'clock European time. In 20 minutes, we'll be back again. But right now, take a break. Go and drink some coffee, and we'll be back in 20 minutes time, everybody. God bless you guys. See ya. Put on light for you. Okay. Yep.